I do have, I have the formula right here that you need. So the volume of a pyramid, we're starting out with pyramids, is 1/3 times capital B, which again, what does capital B stand for? Area of the base, times H. H is the height of the pyramid. And then another way to write it, because you are multiplying by 1/3, another way to write it is area of the base times height, all divided by 3. And that might be an easier way for you to write it, an easier way for you to type it in your calculators. One thing to notice, and visually it's a little hard to explain why, which is why I didn't include the visual of it on here. But from yesterday, remember that the volume of a prism was just the area of the base times the height. So you can say a pyramid or a prism can really be divided into 3 pyramids. And therefore the volume of one pyramid is 1/3 of the volume of a prism. So that's kind of the reasoning behind it. A prism can be divided into 3 pyramids, but visually looking at that, it can be a little hard to visualize, but that's why. You just need to know the formula and know that it goes with pyramids. So if we look at example 1, here we have a pyramid with a rectangular base. So finding the area of the base would be length times width for that rectangle, so 9.5 times 8. I'm going to write my work off to the side here. So 9.5 times 8, the area of the base is 76 centimeters squared. And then the height of the pyramid is given to us. Remember, it must be the altitude, that is 9 centimeters. And there isn't a blank for the volume. So the volume then is calculated. I'm going to use this one, the base times height, or area of the base times height divided by 3. So 76 times 9 divided by 3. So that's 684 divided by 3, which is 228 exactly. And that would be centimeters cubed. Okay, I'd like you to go ahead and find the volume of the pyramid in number 2. Careful, the base is not a rectangle, so area of the base is not length times width. I don't know how to get it. Okay. You should have 45 for the area of your base. So just be careful again, looking at the shape that your base is. Your base here is a triangle, area is 45, height is 14, volume is 210. Okay, and we'll move on. I know a lot of you are working ahead, which is fine, but I am going to have you look back because there's something I want to show you in terms of exact answers, keeping pi in your answer versus a fully rounded answer. But I have on here something I already talked about. Volume of a pyramid is 1/3 of the volume of a prism. Since again, there's 3 pyramids in one prism. So the volume of a cone must be 1/3 the volume of a cylinder with the same base and height. So volume of the cone, same formula, 1/3 area of the base times the height, or base area of the base times the height divided by 3. B is still area of the base. H is the height of the cone. I'll just write this here again, area of the base times height divided by 3. Okay, so in example 3, and if you already did this, I'm going to again be showing different forms you can put your answer in depending on what it's asking for. So these directions do say to keep your answer in terms of pi. So that means in your answer, you don't actually multiply by pi, you keep the pi there. So if we look at number 3, our base is a circle. So area of our base is pi times the radius squared. So that would be pi times our radius is 3.2. And like I've been doing with areas of circles, I'm just going to take 3.2 squared, which 3.2 squared is 10.24. So I'm going to write the area of the base as 10.24 times pi. And that's meters squared. So that would be the exact area of the base. And then the height of the cone is 5.8. So when you're finding the volume, I can do area of the base times height divided by 3. So 10.24 pi times 5.8 divided by 3. If I wanted you to leave your answer in fully exact form, here's something you can do, or rather even to leave just pi in your answer. Along the top, I can multiply the 10.24 and the 5.8, but leave the pi there. So if I take the 10.24 multiplied by 5.8, so this would be 59.392. I'd still have pi, and then that's divided by 3. And then, again, if I want to leave pi in my answer, I just divide the 59.392 by 3. So divide that by 3. And then this, it's not going to be a fully exact answer because this you're still rounding, but then you would leave the pi there. So this would be about 19.8 times pi. So that would be leaving pi in your answer. And then if I wanted an actual like fully rounded answer like you've been giving, then you would multiply that by pi. So if I multiply this times pi, so 62.2 would be a fully rounded answer. So this answer here would be fully exact. Okay, there's no rounding at all in this answer. That's a fully exact answer. This answer, the 19.8 is rounded, but this is still keeping pi in your answer. So this would be, I'll just put here, keep pi in answer. But I've still simplified or rounded all of my other values in my answer. And then this last answer is a fully rounded. So if directions say keep pi or keep your answer in terms of pi, then I'm at least looking for this. You could also leave it like this because this is an actual exact answer. So if I said to leave your answer in exact form, this is what I would want. So these are all three acceptable answers for volume. Tomorrow when you go over, you're going to be covering surface area and volume of spheres. That also involves a fraction that has a denominator of 3. So you're going to see that same type of thing. You could leave your answer exact or keep pi in your answer fully rounded. Questions on that at all? Okay. Then in number 4, in this one, we don't have the radius. We have the height is 11 inches. And then we know this angle here is 58 degrees. So how would you find the radius? What? What do you have to use to find the radius? SOHCAHTOA has to be used. So if I have the angle of 58 degrees, I know my height is 11, so that is the side that is opposite my 58 degrees. My hypotenuse is over here. And then the radius would be the adjacent side. So am I using sine, cosine, or tangent? Tangent. So I would have tangent of 58 degrees is equal to, and it's TOA, so opposite over adjacent, so that would be 11 over r. Here you have to be careful when that variable is in the denominator. You can't just divide both sides by 11. That's not how you find r. You want to multiply both sides by r. So then I have r times tangent of 58 degrees equals 11, and then you divide by tangent of 58 degrees. So this is going to be an approximation. You're going to have to round it, but I would take 11 divided by tangent of 58. And so my radius here, I am going to round, I would round it to at least 2 decimal places because so early in the problem you're having to round, so I would do even 2 or 3. So I'm going to keep this right now as 6.87. Final rounded answers, you can round to 1 decimal place, that's fine. So then the area of my base would be pi times 6.87 squared. So actually, because I still have this whole unrounded answer in my calculator, I can just square that and hit enter. So my area of the base is approximately, and again, I'm going to keep this to 2 decimal places right now at least, so 47.25 times pi. Okay, and then to find my volume, I'm trying to show you, even if you have to round, how you can still keep things exact in your calculators. So I have my area of the base, 47.25 pi times 11 divided by 3. So again, I still have this number typed in my calculator. I can leave it there, and I can just multiply that by 11. So times 11, hit enter. So if I write it kind of in the forms I had in the first one, I'd have 519.70 times pi over 3. Now I did round the 519.70, so this isn't fully exact. And then if I divide that by 3, I'd have 173.23 times pi. So this would be the answer. If you keep pi in your answer like the directions asked for, this is what you'd have if you kept pi in your answer. So keep pi in answer. And then if you actually multiply that by pi, so times pi, that would be your fully rounded answer. So 544.2 approximately. So we don't really have an exact answer for that one because even this is rounded. The 519.70 is rounded. Okay, you just always really want to try leaving values already in your calculator so you're not rounding until the very end. Even if you're writing down steps in between, it's best to not round until the end if you can help it. Questions there? Okay. I'd actually just like you to try 5 and 6. Some of you I know are working ahead, so try 5 and 6. I'll come around and check those. And after you have them checked off, I'll pass your assignment out to you.
Oh my God, good luck. So you're like, I gave up. Yeah, I knew that. No one really wanted. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
No, I had, but this one. Right there. I know. I would go anymore. No.